Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. So lately I've been watching a lot of people's book goals, their videos, and I've seen that there's like a common theme to each video. Like we all kind of have the same goals. And one of them is to read more classic. That's even, a goal of mine. And I have actually read some classics in, the past. So I decided to recommend to you guys some good classics that are like really, really amazing, because I'm a believer that not all classics are good, okay? So I want to recommend some really good ones to you that you guys could read this year as a part of your completion of your goal. And I've decided to do like a series like this. So I already have it listed here. I plan ahead, and I have listed like the different books that I want to recommend to you guys. And as I read, because I'm going to read a classic a month, so as I do my monthly classics, this list probably would change, but I plan to do it at least for the next 4 months, once a month, recommend like at least 3 classics to you guys. So I'm going to get started right now recommending my classics. And the first book I have here is this one. And it's The Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. This book is so good, it's ridiculous. It's beyond amazing. I read this in my English class. My professor was obsessed with Henry James. She was nuts. And I was like, I'm not reading this book. Look at this. So many pages. But then once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down because it was so good. It's so well written. Henry James is amazing. This novel is considered like his best ever. It's so good. And it's about this young woman, Isabel Archer, who is kind of trying to be her own person and be like her own woman and not be confined by society and not have to do, like not have to get married or something like that. She secretly inherits money, and she's like, you know what, I want to do my own thing. I want to live my own life and like be my own person. And it's like really cool, and the characters in this book are amazing. They're kind of like those unforgettable characters. They're so cool, and they're so rich, and they're so like dynamic and layered. They're like reading about real people, and one of the things that Henry James is famous for, especially in this novel, is talking about the differences between the New World and the Old World, meaning the differences between like America and Europe. So he's like describing America as like fun and fresh and stuff like that, and then he talks about like the corruption of Europe but also the wisdom of it. And it's like really good how he ties those in together. And this story is just amazing, and I really like her cousin in it. Like, I like everybody. It's just really, really good. I know I'm probably not doing a good job explaining the story, so I will leave a link to the Goodreads version of it so that you guys can read up on it. But it's really good. It's one of my favorite books ever. I love it so much. And then the next book I have, first of all, I'll say if you've read a classic before, and if you've read like Edith Wharton's The Age of Innocence, then you probably would like this book because the style of writing is very similar, especially how descriptive they are. They're very descriptive, and you almost feel as if you're there, like you're time traveled, you're lost in time. It's beautiful. This is an amazing book. There's also a movie to it, but of course the movie did not do it justice. And then the next book I have here is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This book is, whoo lord, fast-paced, entertaining, adventure, like it's like so good. And then you have different emotions, like you feel really sad and angry, and then you feel happy at times. It follows the story of Edmond Dantes, who is like just amazing. He's like a really, really good guy, and he's the captain of a ship, and he has like everything going for him. He has a fiance. His life is like perfect, and everybody likes him because he's genuinely a good guy. He's like one of those people that you kind of gravitate to because they're so nice and just kind-hearted and everything. But of course, not everybody likes that. So he has someone that's very jealous of him and seeks to destroy him. So what this guy does is he frames him, and Edmund spends, I think, 14 years in prison for something that he didn't commit. But it's a beautiful story about like rising above your circumstances and rising above what people have done to you and making something of yourself despite what happened to you. But the thing is that, like, he realizes that, but he seeks vengeance because he's like, you did this to me, and he starts suspecting other people. And he's like, you did this to me, you think you're gonna get away with it? No, not really, not especially since I'm no longer in prison. I'm gonna find you. And it's like really good, and it's very fast-paced. Alexandre Dumas is amazing. Like, he's a really, really good author. So, Count of Monte Cristo. And then the final book is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Woo, child. This book, Lord, is amazing. Like, when I read it, I remember where I was when I read all of these books and how old I was and everything. That's how I know that they're amazing, because I can still remember that, and I can still go back to, you know, how I felt when I was reading it. This book, I could not put it down because it is that good. It's like, oh boy. What's happening in the story is that there's a woman, her name is Mrs. De Winter, and she is the second wife of Maxim De Winter. And it starts off, she's older, but then she's like reliving her life, and she's telling it from when she first got married and how it was for her. And it's like she's living in the shadow of the first wife, Rebecca. And it's like Rebecca's this amazing woman. She's this wonderful. She was like a goddess. Like, there's nothing, she couldn't do anything wrong. She was wonderful. And you kind of think, like, is Rebecca still alive? Like, what the, you know, what happened here? What is going on? And the maid despises Mrs. De Winter. She Mrs. De Winter's second wife. We never know her real name, which is also creepy. But yeah, she just like despises her. And then Mrs. De Winter's kind of like trying to piece together, like, okay, so what happened to Rebecca? And she got married to her husband, but they weren't together, you know, like dating or anything for that long. So she doesn't really know him. And then so she's trying, so it's like kind of like a mystery. And she's like trying to piece together what happened to her, and then she's like finding out these secrets and stuff, and she's like, what the, you know? So it's like, what? It reminds me of a little bit of Jane Eyre, which I love. So if you guys have ever read Jane Eyre, and you want to read something similar to it, right here, I'm telling you. But it's okay if you've never read Jane Eyre. You can read this book and be completely amazed. On the back, it says that this is the winner of the Anthony Award for Best Novel of the Century. Okay, it's good. And then here it says, classic tale of romantic suspense. Woo! And I'm telling you, like, your heart will be beating fast. All of these books, they're so super good. It's amazing. These authors, like, you fall in love with the author when after you finish reading or while you're reading, because you're like, these people are amazing that they could write this kind of story. So those are my recommendations to you, and I hope that this has helped you a little bit, and I hope that you guys pick up these books to read. And like I said, I will be doing at least 4 or 5 more of these videos, like in the next coming months, so hope you look forward to them. And now I have a second part. So I decided to do a giveaway, and I'm gonna tell you the rules to it right now. You don't have to be 18 to enter the giveaway, but if you're younger than 18, let your parents or guardian, whoever, know that you're entering the giveaway, because just in case you win, I need your address to send, you know, one of the books to you. And I don't want, you know, your parents or anything to be like, wait a minute, who's sending you packages in the mail? And you're like, oh, it's somebody off of YouTube. And they're like, what? YouTube, the internet? You gave somebody from the internet your address? Like, you know, I don't want them to freak out, because that's like what my mother would say. So I would want them to, you know, to know when it's like approved. So that's number 1. And number 2 is you have to be subscribed to me. Number 3 is you have to leave in the comments below which book you would want, and also leave a fun fact. So it could be about absolutely anything, as long as it's like, you know, fun or interesting. So it could be about a book that you've read, a planet, a television show, a celebrity, a state, a country, just like something that when you heard about it, you were like, interesting, never knew, never knew. But you know, you just thought it was like fun, and that's like really cool to share. But make sure it's appropriate, okay? Because disqualified if it's inappropriate. And yeah, just leave that in the comments below, along with which book you would want. So the choices again are The Portrait of a Lady, oh boy, by Henry James. Then there's also The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, and Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So those are the books for this particular giveaway, and you have until January 30th to enter. So today I think is what, the 16th? Oh my gosh, that's like so bad. I don't even know what day it is. But anyway, the last day to enter is January 30th, and I will put all the information in the description below. And that's it. I don't have anything else. See you guys later. Bye.